What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. It's a Friday edition of Back Your Play with Q. I'm your host, as always, Rich Quinones, hashtag BYP. So just wanted to spend a couple minutes on this Football Friday talking about really the Giants and the Eagles game. Tomorrow, I'll get into a little more of what transpired as far as the seeding and how the AFC is going to work everything in due to the fact the incident with Damar Hamlin from the Buffalo Bills. And thank God this young man is awake and alert. So continued good thoughts and prayers and good juju to this young man. Hey, man, I'll tell you this right now. Buffalo's going to wax New England. I guarantee you this kid's going to have some type of video message from the hospital, and they're going to ride that out. But we'll talk a little more about that tomorrow. I wanted to get into this whole debate if the Giants should rest players in a, quote, meaningless game against the Philadelphia Eagles, where you've got an opportunity to prevent the Eagles from winning the division and then ultimately knocking them out of the contention for home field advantage. So a couple schools of thought here. Look, the Giants did what they had to do last week against the Indianapolis Colts, right? They beat up a bad team. The offense looked good. The defense got into the mix with the pick six of Collins. Special teams had their moments. They're 9-6-1. They're pretty much locked in that 6 seed. It appears that they're going to play Minnesota, a team that they just lost to a couple weeks ago on a miraculous 61-yard field goal in Mini. The Giants can beat them. So the Eagles need this game, obviously. Right now, Hurts is listed as questionable. Johnson, Sweat, Bradley, Maddox, Robinson, all out for the Philadelphia Eagles. The difference is Giants don't need to suit anyone up. The Philadelphia Eagles do. So a couple schools of thought here. And whether you guys agree or disagree, listen, let me know. Tweet at me, comment below, tweet at me at RichQ on Q. Let me know what you think. This is not 2007. Let's not try to draw the parallel to 2007 where Coughlin said, we're going for it. Let's try to end the perfect season. They lose 38-35 last game of the season, witnessed by a national audience that gave them momentum, go on the road to Tampa, Dallas, and then, of course, Green Bay, and then ultimately knock off the undefeated Pats in the Super Bowl. Different animal, just different time, different animal, different players, different set of circumstances. This is me. I've done a little bit of a 180 with this because I look at this team and we can all agree that the New York Giants have overachieved this season, right? Saquon back, remarkable season, career high in carries, yards, fantastic. Daniel Jones breakout season, showing he can be the franchise quarterback. Dayball, with the balls of steel. Everyone loves this. Go for it against Tennessee on the road. Here you go. Set the tone. Boom. We love it. That's what we wanted. They have been such a bad franchise for so long, aside from the little sprinkle, little mix in 2016 to get into the playoffs. New regime, new GM, new head coach, and a culture now that is all-time Giant football, right? It's that they feel as you brought the Giant football, that culture back. You go out there on Sunday, and let's just say Jones is out there, Saquon's out there, Williams is out there, Love's out there, whomever. One of these guys get hurt, they're going to crucify the head coach. And I know what you're thinking right now. You play to win the game. I get it. I would love nothing more than for the Giants to go out and beat the Philadelphia Eagles, prevent them from winning the East, and also prevent them from getting home field advantage. Who wouldn't want that if you're a Giant fan? But I'm looking at risk to reward here. Here are some facts. This team is ultra thin at the wide receiver position, okay? Kenny Golladay, you throw Kenny Golladay out there, and Kenny G has a couple catches on Sunday. That's wonderful. Maybe he gets a little confidence, but you're thin there. You've got issues in the secondary with banged up players, right? McKinney just comes back. Williams is banged up. You don't want Saquon to take extra hits, extra carries, right? Tire the legs out. Daniel Jones not going to be running RPOs on Sunday against Philadelphia Eagles. Risk to reward. New regime, new head coach, different culture, better environment, better culture now with the New York Football Giants. This is not a couple years ago when Joe Judge sat there and he was bullied and, going against Doug Pete. Those two friggin' clowns, they were fired. Doug's now reaping the rewards in Jacksonville with Lawrence, and Joe Judge is sitting there looking like a jackass in New England, right? I mean, think about that for a moment. So Daboll and company, they don't care about what happened a couple of years ago. He's going to do what he believes is the best for the team. Now, again, the argument is you want momentum. You don't want to take your foot off the gas. You don't want to be rusty. You want a little juice going into that playoff game, 95% against Minnesota and maybe possibly against San Fran. But again, worry about that after Sunday. You're already locked in. You can't move position. So I am torn here because they are thin when it comes to some positions and, lack of depth, and you don't want to lose anyone. I would love to see them, though. Maybe DJ gets a series or two. And look, if he's taking a couple hits, you're going to get pulled, right, at the end of the day. Because I was thinking the same thing, the flip side with the Philadelphia Eagles. If this is a 20-6 game and the Eagles are winning at the half and the Giants have Taylor out there not mustering any offense, Sirianni's most likely going to pull Hurts, right? There's no offensive threat by the Giants to really do anything or make a lot of noise. But if you're a Giant fan, I don't know if you're playing with fire here. And this is not in light of what transpired Monday night in the Buffalo game in Cincinnati, which was just a freak incident, a freak accident. I'm sure that's in the mind of every player and every coach and everyone on his staff and every GM in the National Football League. But you can get hurt on any play. We know that. I just think because there's been such bad football for so long, don't anger the football gods, if that makes sense. And you might be watching and saying, you got to be kidding me. You played. I understand. I'm thinking long-term, picture here, because if Saquon or Daniel Jones gets nicked up and they get hurt, that's it. That's it. They don't have a snowball's chance of hell, whether it's against Minnesota, whether it's against the San Francisco 49ers or your local high school squad. It ain't happening, folks. So I do think there's that risk to reward. Would I have a problem with a series or two and treat it like a preseason game? Not really, but 4 quarters, I don't know. I'm torn. I really am torn. I'm not trying to get out of this. I'm torn. Let me know what you guys think. And again, comment below. You can always hit me up on social media at Rich Q on Twitter and IG and on Facebook. And again, if you like the video, like, comment, share, come at me. Not a problem on a football Friday. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Weather's still getting a little chilly in Jersey, so we got a little hot toddy. We're good to go. Don't worry about it. We're fine. You don't have to worry about me. Later on, though, I want to get into a couple things. I should say tomorrow, I want to get into more of the seeding, this issue with Cincinnati and Buffalo and the AFC in Kansas City. We'll dive into that. We might go live as well. And we just put up 2 new vids right on the page. We broke down the TCU and Georgia National Championship with my guy Nick Costco from On3 Sports. And then Lake Lewis, who's a Washington Commanders insider, had some really strong words for the future of their quarterback position and the head coach, Ron Rivera. So you want to take a listen to that. But again, let me know what you think on this Football Friday edition of BYP. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll go live. But again, rest them or sit them. Giant fans, what do you think the New York Football Giants should do? And I know Daboll's keeping it close to the vest, key starters to rest, but you never know. He might throw that curveball out there. Let me know what you think. And as always, I appreciate you guys checking out the YouTube channel. And the support has been amazing. You guys are awesome. Keep the comments coming, whether you agree or disagree. We always appreciate the feedback. So have a good Football Friday, and we'll talk to you on Saturday.